Hey everybody, what's up? I am back at home with my dog once again, and today we are looking into Robinhood stock one more time. So, I want to see how high does everybody think Robinhood will be going in 2025. Now, 2024 has been a fantastic year for the stock. It's hitting just over $43 a share right now for the first time in, oh, you can't see that at all. For the first time in a long time, it is over $43 a share and up 7.5% today. So, this video will basically be me going over their financials again, going through their stock chart recently, and kind of making a prediction and analysis of where their price will be in 2025. I do videos like this every single day of the week, all week long. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested. Comment what other companies you want me to look into, and let's get into Robinhood. So the first thing I want to show everybody is just the Robinhood stock chart here. So you can see it looks like a giant bowl. And one thing with this is it got hyperinflated on their IPO. So I believe Robinhood opened right here, right around $38 a share, I want to say, right around there, and got immediately pumped up to over $80 a share, and then spent the next 2+ years consistently dropping. It found strong value right around $8 to $9, all the way up to like the 12, 13 range, but didn't really see much higher than that, other than in 2024, where it finally broke and hit 15 for the first time and has almost only been up since then, other than with one kind of rough earnings report, which ended up turning around. So this stock could see somewhere in this higher range here. I honestly believe it could be heading up towards $50 or higher. Now, one thing I will say is I don't think the value is there yet for Robinhood. So while they are obviously growing very well, I just currently don't believe that they have the value to hit these kind of valuations yet. So let's get into Robinhood's actual financials, and I'll kind of show you what I'm looking at here. So first thing with Robinhood is obviously the net funded accounts. So you can see their number of accounts has been growing fairly steadily for the past couple of years now. And this is actually just over one year over the past 4 quarters. So you can see they have expanded fairly reasonably over the past couple quarters. This is revenue per user. You can see it has been increasing fairly steadily with a new high showing up in this current quarter. And also, this is the estimate for 2025. Now, one thing to note is that even though this is lower, they are also, of course, estimating to have many more users on top of this. So that's not as major, but just knowing that the revenue per user is increasing is very good. Also, you could see that in the past quarter, their active users has increased by about 250,000, and it's expected to be around the same for the next year. Operating expenses, again, have decreased from where they were last year very significantly, which is really good. And now we'll get into some of the major things for the company. So one thing I want to point out is that the market cap at 42.85 is $35 billion. Now that is very high, at least in my opinion. And we'll get into the revenue they make on top of this to kind of justify this valuation. But right now, I do think that they need some time to relax their stock price before they go higher, only because there are some things that they do kind of need to catch up on. So let's get into that now. So starting off with their sales, you can see very, very strong sales growth over the past couple years. We can see averaging right around mid 300 million in 2022, getting into 400 million in 2023, and now we are well over 600 million per quarter in 2024. So very, very solid growth there. We could see operating income has gone positive just a year ago. We could see net income went positive 1 quarter later, which is awesome. And honestly, their sales growth just looks fantastic. So let's get into some more specific things, and I'll show you where the company is going. So first of all, on their last earnings report in October, they actually missed on their revenue. Now, options was under, cryptos was under, equities was under. Net interest was under. The only thing they really beat on was this other revenue where they passed by a little under 3 million. But the main thing to take into account here is um, monthly active users up almost 7%, funded customers up over 4%, AUC, which I believe is something customers, is up 74%. Assets under control, most likely actually, up 74% year over year, which is phenomenal. And then revenue per user up 31% year over year. So these numbers specifically are fantastic for the company. So that's leading me to believe, especially this funded customers and monthly active users, with 11 million people using the app every month, I honestly believe that there is a lot more value to be found here, which, considering when they IPO'd right over $30, I honestly do believe that we could see the valuation closer to $50 or $60 now, just with these kind of numbers. But let's go into some other extra stuff that they just recently reported. So November funded customers grew by 400,000 people, which is kind of insane. Assets under custody is the actual AUC, where there is 190 versus 159 a month, 1 month before. Customer net deposits of over $5 billion in November, which is massive. Notional trading volumes were over 145 billion versus 126 in October. Options came in a little bit under from the last month. Crypto was a massive driver of their activity in November. You could see a huge increase of 30 billion versus 5.6. Margin balances increased, cash sweep balances increased. Planning to release full data next week, so we will see that pretty soon. But overall, these numbers are phenomenal for the company. And you can see this was released December 4th. If we go into the stock chart here, we can see exactly when that was. So let me see. Right here, right around this area, and we are up $5 a share since then. So overall, I think the investors are very, very happy with where the company has been going. If we look at the past 6 months alone, you can see the stock has gone from 22 to 43. So almost doubling in just 6 months, which is phenomenal. I do believe the company will be continuing to go higher as long as this strong growth continues. But overall, we'll have to see what they have new in store for 2025. I'm expecting it to be mainly driven by options revenue and crypto revenue, which are their two biggest recent drivers of revenue. So we'll have to see where they go from there. But yeah, honestly, Robinhood is looking fantastic. 2025 is going to be a big year for them. So stay tuned with this company. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see everybody in the next video.